We have fired employees who have messaged, oh my God, Jana, men are not protecting women. I waited, I was sweating, or men have been told that you are more powerful. And suddenly I was a little scared. I'm like, oh my God, we're not going to work in a coffee shop, we're going to drink coffee. Oh damn, like I'm getting noticed. We are not here to judge your beauty. Here I was getting treated like a cattle.
Everybody has been talking about Stree 2, and one person whose performance have been applauded a lot is Abhishek Banerjee. Abhishek, welcome to NDTV and congratulations.
Thank you, Abhira. Thank you.
We have been trying to do this for quite some time.
Yeah.
We have been messaging each other, let's
Yeah.
do this, let's do this. Finally, it's happening, so
yeah.
I'm glad.
And also the right time.
Right time, and what better time when our actors' two films are coming in the same weekend.
Yeah.
And that's also a 15th August weekend.
Yeah.
What were you waiting for? Veda's response or Stree's response? What's happening? Or after a movie releases, you don't care, you get back to work?
I get back to work. That's very important. And also, I was waiting for my films to hit the theaters.
That is most important.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, recently I went and watched Veda in the theaters. And when I came out in the interval, I heard a song from my film Stree, you know, in the next theater.
That feeling.
Yeah, that was exactly the feeling. Like, you know, I was like, I was teleported to the time when I was a young boy and we used to go and watch one film. Or आप बाहर निकलो and there's another film का, you know, dialogue or something you can hear. And I used to wonder, yaar, I want to go and watch that film also. Like, this is the moment for me that I dreamt of being an actor. Came to Bombay. And I always wanted to see myself in the big screen. And today, there are like 2 or 3 big screens playing my own film. So big, huge satisfaction.
Let's go back to that time when you came to Bombay from Delhi. Yeah. And right now we are sitting in your office, casting bay. Abhishek, tell me, you came as an actor. What made you think that, you know, because it's not working out, now let me take control of things and get into casting? What happened?
I wanted employment very, very badly, like millions of other young boys. So that was the first motive, that I need a job because I can't sustain myself as an actor. I knew that. Now, when I came to Bombay, I realized that there is a disrespect amongst the casting fraternity towards actors. And I don't mean casting fraternity in terms of the big ones, because Shanu Sharma, Nandini Shrikant, Gautam Kishan Chandani, Hanit Rehan, Abhimanyu Ray, they were all doing fantastic job. But then there were some elements, like in every field you will have some anti-social elements, right? So we had some elements in who were probably calling actors in Shriji, or who were calling actors in different studios, and there was a huge crowd out there and people would just behave very, very rudely to them. And I didn't understand that. I've never, as an actor in Delhi, I never faced rudeness. Wherever I went, people treated me as an actor. They treated me as an artist. Here, I was getting treated like a cattle.
Do you have any memory of any such incident?
I remember distinctly where I went to Shriji, because everybody told me that Shriji jao to wahan pe there is a lot of auditions, and I went there and I saw this crowd and they were like trying to get inside for an audition. It's a huge crowd and I hate that. You know, I did not know how do I stand out? But I waited there. I waited. I was sweating. I was hungry. I didn't have water. And like many, there were many others. Like me, there were many others. And there were also people who were older and somebody in their 60s, 70s, standing in queue. And nobody's asking for water. Nobody's coming and telling them that, you know, probably we'll reach out to you in this much time. And finally, when my turn came, the guy just told me, okay, now read these lines and do it like Shah Rukh Khan. I was aghast. I was like, how am I supposed to deal with this? I have read plays. I'm a literature student. I have read classics. I have been told to interpret text and, you know, do it your way, do it without a reference. And now suddenly somebody is telling me to act out with a reference. I have not got that training. Now, how do I fit in this kind of a situation? Is this what Bollywood is? The question, you know, was really bothering me. And then I realized I started working in casting because Gautam Kishan Chandani, I went to give an audition for Devdi. And he loved my performance and he said ki, you know, tera audition hoga nahi hoga mujhe nahi pata, but why don't you just come and give cues? And I started giving cues and he was my first employer, my first boss. I had huge respect for him. What a kind gentleman. You need just few good men, you know, to bring a lot of change. And he's one of those few good men in my life and in the field of casting. Now, when I started working with him, of course there was this greed. I was like, okay, one day maybe he will cast me because he knows me, or one day a director might just, you know, hear my amazing cues and the director will be impressed and, you know, sadak se utha ke star bana dega mujhe. But aisa hua nahi, never happened. And few years down the line, Anmol and me, who's my business partner, he handles casting bay, we discussed and we're like, okay, you know what, there's a lot which we complain about. Why can't we just, you know, be a part of the system? You know, why don't we just become the part of the system and try to change it our way? That's when casting bay happened.
What does casting bay do differently that other casting that you saw doesn't do?
To begin with, we didn't want our names to be associated with the company.
Okay.
So that we stray away from the feudal system of casting. You know, we didn't want anybody to call us bhai. We didn't want anybody to call us, you know, sir. We wanted to be ghosts. And till the time I became an actor, I think nobody knew about casting bay. Only the directors knew. You know, I don't think the industry was aware of a company called Casting Bay because we were doing our work. We were doing a lot of TVF work. We did a lot of initial OTT shows. We still do it. Mirzapur, Patalok, Inside Edge. And all that, if you see, it's only newcomers. We have always tried to get newcomers in the industry. We always tried to get the good actors get meatier chunks. So we became their agents before they could get any agent, you know. And we had to fight our way through. And then we had filmmakers and production houses who also believed in our vision. They liked us, they loved us, they saw the genuinity, they saw the honesty, and they started giving us work. And that's how we build a company like Casting Bay, where we said that, okay, we are not going to be rude to actors. We are going to offer them water. If there is a senior actor standing outside, we will take their audition first. If there is somebody who has already done some kind of work, we will give them that respect, you know, and make them sit inside the office and not make them wait outside in the heat. Especially people who are seniors, who are 60, who are 70, women, you know. We started doing all of that. Let's humanize the entire process first. Let's not create any hierarchy. We are not superior to actors. We are not here to judge them. We are just here to help them.
Absolutely. You know, because we are talking about workplace, another problem, just not casting, just not film industry, everywhere we are seeing women in a workplace is not safe. As a owner of Casting Bay, what do you think you have done differently to help women not suffer and be respected in a workplace? Just be safe.
The first thing we did was that we decided on a rule that we will not do any meetings, or none of our employees are allowed to do any meetings outside our office. Simple. Because the problem which was really deep seated in was there's a lot of coffee shop meeting culture in Bombay. You know, let's meet at this coffee shop. Let's meet at this restaurant. We wanted to say that no, that's not professional. We're not going to work in a coffee shop. We're going to drink coffee, smoke cigarettes. At a restaurant, you're going to eat dinner. You're not meeting to eat food or have coffee. You're meeting for work. So let's keep it professional. You come to our office. Whoever wants to meet, we'll give you a time. You come, speak to us, and then you go. None of our employees are allowed to message female actors after a certain point
Of time,
you know, yeah. And if you do that, strict actions will be taken, which we have. We have fired employees who have messaged, you know, female actresses at a certain hour, which were probably objectionable. We created a system where women would feel safe, and also, you know, there was this whole thing about, I remember actresses used to always dress up glam to come to a casting office.
Yeah, I know this.
You know what I mean? It's something which caught my eye, and I started telling all my assistants that tell them not to do that. You know, dress normally. Dress normally, come to casting office. You can wear whatever you want. You don't even need to do makeup. We are not here to judge your beauty. When we need it, we will tell you. When we need you to play a glam character, we will tell you. When we need that makeup, we'll tell you. In audition rooms, we don't need a makeup. In audition rooms, we're just looking at your performance. And then there are photographs which the director or the team can, view, and they can judge. Okay, what can you make of this particular actor? So these little thoughts, I think they make a huge difference. And now finally, I feel that casting as a profession in general has become much more safer than what it was 5 to 6 years back.
You know what we are seeing right now, our country is going through, and at the same time, something like the Malayalam film industry came out with a Hema Committee report, as well as a Stree coming out, which is a metaphor, where how this demon is the society, trying to stop independent women or women, from showing their potential or growing or even coming out of the house. When you read the script, did this strike you, and what was your thought process?
Oh yes, of course. You can't preach the audience, but when you present them this way, I think they understand and grasp more. And it's actually, I don't know. Even I was we were discussing in the team that isn't it funny that Stree has released and something so brutal and so disgusting has happened in the country, and that shows that how many more films we need to make. It shows that how many more years we will need to, I think, continuously create foot soldiers like Vicky, Bittu, Jana. We need more foot soldiers. We need foot soldiers like Stree to eradicate the entire system, eradicate the entire thought process, because it comes from a power structure of genders, where men have been taught or men have been told that you are more powerful than the other gender. We are not hunters and gatherers anymore. Men are not protecting women. This is all, I don't know, this is some delusion, dululu,
Sure.
That we are protectors. Some of us are not even strong, we are not our gladiator self, which used to be 200 years back or 300 years back. So this kind of misconception needs to change from households. Mothers need to stop telling their sons Raja Beta.
Even
they
fathers.
Are not
Yeah.
Raja Beta. They are not Rajas. Schools need to include, I feel, they need to really get the entire gender sensitivity.
Empower the boys.
Exactly. From a very, very young age. First, second standard se shuru kar do.
Because women are done with empowering.
हाँ it's
मतलब
not,
कितना
I mean, women empowerment की तो बात ही नहीं है. वो तो मुझे वो क्या we are not doing a favor by doing that. That's also the thing ना, that I am letting my daughter do this, or I'm letting my wife do this. I mean, this letting thing, there's a very beautiful scene in Dil Dhadakne Do between Rahul Bose and Priyanka Chopra, right?
Yes. I'm letting her work.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and beautifully done by Zoe Akhtar. So I think, see, these are the few things which we need to speak about as often as we can, and when we speak about it, and probably more than any political rally, we need these kind of rallies.
Let's come to you, Abhishek. When did you realize that, okay, my God, people recognize me, they know me? What was that moment? Please tell me.
Many phases. I think after Stree 1 hit the theatres, I went to Fun Republic to grab a McDonald's burger, and a couple.
And you thought nobody is going to.
I was like, एक ही film तो आई है, क्या हो जाएगा? But a couple came up to me and they were like, oh my God, Jana, That's the first time I realized, oh damn, like I'm getting noticed, Second time after Patalok, it was COVID, unfortunately. So I did not know how to understand that how whether people are liking me or not. Through Instagram, of course, the followers are increasing and stuff like that. But I don't give importance to Instagram and that following because it's in India. You cannot give heed to Instagram followers because there are so many followers on the road who are not on Instagram. So the popularity is not vice versa. So there, during COVID, for the first time when I walked out, I think after a month of my Patalok's release, I was in the car and there were like few biker guys who were chasing my car and suddenly I was a little scared. I'm like, oh my god, this is
Where
like
is this? Bombay?
Bombay.
Okay.
And I was like, oh god, something is wrong or what? Like these guys are like, and suddenly they're like, Hathoda bhai. And now, recently, in the past few days, when I was in the car, every time I'm on the road, I see somebody waving at me.
So sweet.
The tissue guy who's coming to sell tissues and he's like, sir, आपकी पिक्चर 10 बार देखी. मैंने बोला 4 दिन तो हुए हैं, रिलीज हुए. 10 बार कैसे देखने? रोज जाता है मैं. And when you see that love on the street, you know something has happened. You know when you enter the Infinity Mall and the guard is removing that extra barricade for you. When they recognize you, that's when you know you're popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all the very best. We love watching you on screen. And क्या comic timing है यार
Thank you.
Abhishek. We love it.